Hello guys, welcome back to the course. In this video, I'm going to teach you basic geospatial techniques like displaying interactive map using Geopandas, Folium, and Ipyleaflet. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is to install Geopandas. So let's copy this and let's compile the code. Next, you will need to install Folium. Let's copy this and let's compile the code. And lastly, you will also need to install Ipyleaflet. So let's copy this and let's compile the code. Just wait, it might take a few seconds. As you guys can see, we have successfully installed these three Python packages. Next, we are going to import Geopandas. Let's type in import Geopandas as GPD. And we are also going to import matplotlib. Next, we are going to load the built-in rolled dataset. So down here, I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to name it rolled. You can name it whatever you want. It is totally up to you. And in this case, we are going to use gpd.readFiles functions. Inside these parentheses, we are going to have gpd.datasets. And we are going to utilize getPath functions. And let's go to Geopandas documentation page. We are going to copy and paste this, natural earth low-res. Let's put it inside the parentheses. Next, we are going to plot the world map. So let's copy and paste this variable, rolled, put it down here, and we are going to add .plot. Lastly, we are going to add plt.show, and let's compile the code. Okay, so here is the world map, guys. Next, we are going to display interactive map using Folium. So let's import Folium. Next, we are going to create a map centered around the midpoint of the world. I'm going to create a new variable. The name of the variable is m. You can name it whatever you want. It is totally up to you. And we are going to use Folium.map functions. We are going to set the locations to 0, 0. And I'm going to set the zoom start to 2. Next, we are going to display the map. So let's copy and paste this variable m and put it down here. And let's compile the code, guys. Okay, so here is the Folium map. So this is interactive map, guys. You can play around with this map. You can drag this to the left. You can also drag this to the right. You can do whatever you want, guys. Next, we are going to create a functions to display map centered on a specific locations. I'm going to name the functions create map. You can name it whatever you want. It is totally up to you, guys. These functions has two parameters. The first one is locations. And the second one is zoom start. I'm going to set it to 10. Inside these functions, I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to name it map object. And we are going to utilize Folium.map functions. We are going to set the locations to the first parameter. And we are going to set the zoom start to the second parameter. Next, this function is going to return map object. So let's copy and paste this variable and put it down here. Okay guys, we are done with these functions. Next, let's pick a random country. In this case, I'm going to pick United States, but if you want to pick other country, it's totally up to you. Now let's display map for United States. I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to name it USA map. You can name it whatever you want, and in this case, we are going to utilize the functions that we have created previously. The name of the functions is createMap, and if you remember, these functions has two parameters. The first one is locations and the second one is zoom start. For the locations, we need the geographic coordinate for United States. So just go to Google and just type in USA coordinates. So the first one is the latitude and the second one is the longitude. So let's copy and paste the latitude and put it inside this bracket. Next, we also need to have the longitude. So let's copy and paste this. For the longitude, we need to add the negative sign. For the second parameter, zoom start, we are going to set it to 4. Okay, so now we are going to display the USA map. So just copy and paste this variable and let's compile the code. Okay, here we go. As you guys can see, this is United States map. Next, I'm going to pick a random city from a random states. In this case, I'm going to pick Boulder, Colorado. It is very close to Denver, guys. Okay, so down here, I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to name it Boulder map. You can name it whatever you want, guys. And we are going to use the same functions, create map. And remember guys, these functions has two parameters. The first one is location and the second one is zoom start. So let's go to Google and just type in Boulder coordinate. Here is the latitude and here is the longitude. Let's copy and paste the latitude. Let's put it inside this bracket. Next, we are going to copy and paste the longitude. For the longitude, don't forget to add negative sign. And we are going to set the zoom start to 12. Okay, let's copy and paste this variable, Boulder map, and put it down here. And let's compile the code. Okay, so here is the map for Boulder, Colorado. If you see, Boulder is very close to Denver. Look at this. Okay, very cool. Next, we are going to save these maps as HTML files. So let's add another block of code. We are going to copy and paste this variable, USA map. And we are going to use .save functions. The name of the file is USA map.html. You can name it whatever you want, guys. And I'm also going to save the Boulder map. So let's copy and paste this. We are going to add .save. And I'm going to name it Boulder map.html. Okay, now let's compile the code. We have successfully saved these two maps. Next, we are going to display maps using another Python library. This time we are going to use Ipyleaflet. from Ipyleaflet import map. Now we are going to create a map centered around the midpoint of the world. So let's create a new variable. I'm going to name it empt. We are going to set the center to 0, 0. And we are going to set the zoom to 2. Okay, so now we are going to display the map. Let's compile the code. Okay, so here is the interactive map, guys. You can play around with this map. You can drag this to the left, you can drag this to the right. Feel free to do whatever you want, guys. So Ipyleaflet is very similar to Folium. Next, we are going to create topographic map. Firstly, we are going to import tile layer. So let's type in from Ipyleaflet import map and tile layer. Next, we are going to create a map centered around the midpoint of the world. So we can copy and paste this line, guys. Next, we are going to define the tile layer for topographic map. I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to name it topo layer. You can name it whatever you want. It is totally up to you guys. And in this case, we are going to use the tile layer functions. Inside this parenthesis, we are going to have URL. We are going to start with https / we are going to put s inside this bracket, and I'm going to visit the OpenTopoMap documentations. We are going to copy and paste this link, tile.opentopomap.org. Let's go back to Google Colab. Next, we are going to have attributions. Make sure that you pay very close attention because this part will be complicated. We are going to involve HTML code. Map data and copy semicolon a href. Then we are going to enter the link https / opentopomap.org. OpenTopoMap. Contributors. Okay guys, we are done. Next, we are going to add the topographic tile layer to the map. If you remember, we have already created the map here. So we are going to use add layer functions. m.addLayer. We are going to put topo layer inside the parentheses. So let's copy and paste this variable and put it down here. And lastly, we are going to display the map. Before compiling the code, there is one mistake that we need to fix. So this is supposed to be tile, alright? Okay, so now let's compile the code. And here we go. As you guys can see, this is the topographic map. Look at this, guys. Very cool, right? And next, we are going to add scale control to the map. Firstly, we will need to import scale control. Next, we are going to add scale control to the map. I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to name it scale. You can name it whatever you want. It is totally up to you. And we are going to utilize this scale control model. We are going to set the positions to bottom left. If you remember, we have created the map here, so just copy and paste this variable m. And we are going to add the scale control. Let's copy and paste this variable scale and put it inside the parentheses. And lastly, we are going to display the map. Okay, so now let's compile the code. Okay, here is the topographic map, guys. If you notice, even before adding this line of code, we already had the scale control. Because by default, Ipyleaflet already included the scale controls in the map. Okay guys, I think that's it. That's all you need to know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.